With the rise of the ignoble pandemic, many families question how their businesses and companies will adapt to these circumstances. After all, our families had no idea that we would be stuck with each other for 2 to 3 months. Already, 70% of HR specialists can conclude that they expect their companies to switch or adapt from this pandemic to a more of a remote work environment of, of this year that cites. And also, our society is going to have to understand the new definition of the new normal from this pandemic that our companies will have to change in order to make it safer and a better environment. This begs the question, has remote work changed the American workforce forever? And my answer is a significant yes. We will analyze and evaluate this in 3 significant areas. How it increases savings along with decreasing budget spending, increases flexibility, and it overall improves moral boosts or satisfaction among workers. My first key analysis is that it increases spendings among companies. In a study by Forbes of February this year cites, if there is a part-time telecommuter or someone who works from home, they find that the company can save up to $11,000 from that budget with the savings from when they stay at home under the policy. This can make their companies 21% more profitable from this. This will then, many of these companies will realize that with this remote work, they will save an alarming amount of money that they can then use to innovate and to improve their products. Thus, that I can conclude that this will help them in the long end. And in an article from Business of June of this year cites, Deloitte recently found that companies such as Sun Microsystems, Nortel, and Dow Chemical, that they have saved $65 million. And this made their companies 30% more profitable from this. And I can further conclude that this will overall increase savings from if employees will continue to work from home, and that this has changed the American workforce forever. My second key analysis that this has changed the American workforce forever is it increases flexibility. Already, 3/4 of millennials say that they would take a paycheck if it meant to have increase in flexibility policies. Deloitte recently found in an article from June of 2018 from business.com. This shows overall that remote work will significantly benefit those generations, as it allows people to work when and where they want, since there is no clear definition for a remote work location. And already, and from the same article, single mothers have said that 53% of their reasoning for finding a safe job is the company's flexibility policies, and that they need to work when and where they want, which is something that remote work would provide. And 1/3 of those say that their employers are doing a very well or adequate job of this. And this is in a research from Gallup of June of this year cites. This overall is that I can conclude that the American workforce has been changed forever by the increase in flexibility that remote work will provide. My third and last but not least significant area of analysis is that it will improve moral boosts and satisfaction that would then lead to more production among employees. In a research from C-Trip article of June of this year cites that in a Bloom study, they took 255 callers and they placed them in a control group or in an office or in a work at home order. And they found that those at work have had 13% more call outlets, or they would complete 13% more of their calls. Gallup's and the author of this Stanford Bloom says this is amazing and this is startling for our businesses. And overall, in another study by Gallup from business.com June of this year states that attrition is 17% compared to the 35% of the control group or the work at office group. This shows that those that work at home will have decreased burnouts and will improve their production, which will then lead to an increase in satisfaction and moral boost, since they have no longer been stressed out by this constant rebuttal of that you need to stay at a significant office location. So, has the remote works changed the American workforce forever? I say yes, because it overall increases savings, it improves and increases flexibility, and overall increases moral boost, which will then lead to production, which will then lead to satisfaction among employees. Overall, I think that we can learn a lot of good lessons from this pandemic, and now there's some things that need to change about our ways we work in order to remain efficient. Thank you.